Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're behind on your rent or you're having car problems and you need money to fix your car and you have good income, but you just have bad credit, I'm going to show you some of the places you may want to take a look at. Now, the first one is net credit. Okay. And so many of you that follow me may have seen my video talking about net credit and in reference to the personal loans that they offer, right? And it's up to $10,000. Now, here's the thing about it, you can do this. You can get a pre approval so you don't get the hard pull on your credit. Okay. Now, one of the things about it, I do tell you guys if net credit, if you accept the loan amount, that they actually give you, they will do a hard pull on your TransUnion credit file. So please keep that in mind. Now, that being said, I would definitely tell you, hey, if you're in a financial crunch and you know that you can't go to your family members and you can't go to your bank and credit union, this may be an option for you. Now, another thing that Net Credit does that I really like, they offer a line of credit. All right. And for those of you that follow me, know that, hey, if there's a company out there that offers a line of credit, go for the line of credit, okay? And the reason is because you can apply for that line of credit and say that they give you this $4,500 and you only use $2,500. You only pay interest on what you actually use. So the remaining of that, you're not paying any interest on it versus the personal loan. Whatever the interest rate is on that personal loan, then that's the whole interest on the whole loan, but with a line of credit, they only charge you interest on what you actually use. All right. Now, one of the things I would definitely tell you about net credit is that they're not in all 50 states. Okay. And they actually tell you here. And so with the personal loans, as you can see, these are all the states they're in. So if you're not on this here list for the personal loan, then don't apply for it. Okay? Do not apply for it. Do not waste your time. Like I said, they do a pre-approval for you, but at the same time, if your state is not on here, don't even waste your time with this lender. I do have other lenders I'm going to tell you about, especially for you guys that are entrepreneurs that don't work a regular 9 to 5. I got a lender for you as well. Now, here's the thing about it. Even with the lines of credit, as you can see here, their lines of credit, these are all the states that they offer their lines of credit to. But one thing that I wanted to point out, depending on the state, guess what? You may be able to qualify for that line of credit and a personal loan. That's not just one, but you may be able to qualify for both. Like, say you're in Arkansas, then you can get approved for the loan and the line of credit. Now, here's the thing about it, especially when you have bad credit and you trying to restart yourself and things of that nature. I always tell you, hey, I would take this money, and if I have any outstanding revolving debt, I would try to pay that revolving debt down. Because if you pay that revolving debt down to 10%, your credit score is going to go back up. All right. Now, one other key thing I want to tell you guys, if you have an account that's charged off that has a zero balance on it, then do not worry about that charge off account, because that charge off account is not affecting your credit score. Now, that late payment, if it's beyond 9 months, that's not going to affect your credit score as well. Just to give you a little tidbit of credit repair information that can help you. Now, once I get approved for this line of credit, say I get approved for this line of credit as well as this loan, then I'm also going to see if I can get me a credit card. If I'm rebuilding my credit, I'm also if I can get this credit card. Now, Reflex is probably one of your most easiest credit cards to get. And you can see here it goes up to $1,000 when you start out, but over time, after 6 months of on-time payments, it doubles. Okay, and it reports to all three of the credit bureaus. Now, here's the thing about it with this here net credit. Yes, the interest rates is definitely going to be high. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The thing about it, they know that many people, if they already have a low credit score, more likely they may default, but most people have been able to keep their commitments and pay the loans back. But it's a higher chance of default. Like I would say, if you're about a 620 or 640, then you may still have a chance with some credit unions. I wouldn't say some banks, but credit unions, you may have a higher chance with a lower credit score. But if you below that 620 mark, then net credit may be an option for you if you are in one of those states that they serve. Now, here's another thing. If you work in a job, before you even go get these high interest rate loans, I always tell you to go to your HR department. And when you go to your HR department, you want to request this W-4 form so they can stop taking out federal income taxes. And you want to do that for 3 to 4 months. All right. This is going to help you a lot because people don't realize the amount of taxes are taken out of their check. And most people are like, well, what about my income tax at the end of the year? Look, if your light's about to get cut off or you about to lose your car, you ain't going to wait no 12 months for that next income tax. You're going to try to get as much money as you can to keep your bills paid. So that's the reason I tell you guys to do this here. Even before you go over to net credit, I would do this here. Now, it usually kicks in about one pay period after you actually put in for, but I would do this here. Now, there's something else. If you're struggling with paying your rent, you can go to the U.S. Department of Treasury and you can put in rental assistance. Now, when you put in rental assistance, you're going to click on this Find Rental Assistance. One of the things that they're going to tell you to do, they're going to tell you to reach out to 211. You call external 211. Now, here's the thing about it. This here service will help you with finding resources to pay your rent as well as utility bills. So even if you get qualified for those loans, I would still reach out to them to see if I still can get any type of assistance to pay my rent and utility bills. Then I would also go over to findhelp.org. Now, with findhelp.org, they actually, you would put in your zip code, like this zip code 72315 in Blytheville, Arkansas, right? And it will tell you all of the programs that are available to help you. And they help you with food, housing, goods, transportation, health, money, care, so these are resources. I always tell people about the loans and stuff, but I'm always trying to encourage you guys before you even go after these high interest rate loans, look at the free resources as well. All right. Now, there's one other place. If you're working a job and stuff, you may want to see if your employer has signed up with BMG Money because they offer loans themselves from 500 up to 12,000. And as you can see, their interest rates is 19.99 to 35.99. And there's no credit score required. So you may be able to get qualified for this through your employer. All right. So that's something that you should take a look at. Now, let's talk about you guys that are entrepreneurs that need money. Now, this is fun though. It is a merchant cash advance. So you have to prove that you've been in the gig economy or you've been self-employed for at least 90 days and you have deposits. But they offer loans up to $10,000. Again, these type of lenders, the interest rates is definitely going to be very high. But at the same time, they're very flexible because they don't focus on the credit score, they focus on the revenue coming into the business. Now, here's the thing about it. You want to see is that they talk about if you're a freelancer, if you're a contractor, right? If you're a small business owner, if you're a seller of franchise. So that means that if you are MLM and you're making money, they will be willing to give you a loan, okay? Because again, they're focused on the revenue of the business. Unfortunately, they are not in New York, They're not in California. They don't offer loans in those states. All right. But if you're an entrepreneur, this is definitely a place that you should take a look at. Now, there's that are on benefits and stuff like that with a low income. Um, you might want to check out Viva Payday Loans, right? And the reason is because they offer loans from 100 up to $5,000. Now, this is a platform, but the thing about it is that they deal with tribal lenders, okay? And so what that means with tribal lenders, they're not they don't have the red. Here's the thing about it. They don't have to go through the red tape that like a lot of the financial institutions because they are tribal. They use tribal lenders, and with tribal lenders, again, the regulations and stuff is totally different. Okay, so this is an option. Now, when I talk about tribal lenders, I'm talking about tribal lenders like Explore Credit because they offer loans up to $2,000. Okay, but it's a tribal lender. The interest rates, absolutely, is definitely going to be high. However, in terms of if you are on low income, you have bad credit. Now, one of the things that I always tell people most of the time, a lot of these lenders, they don't deny you because of your credit score. They may deny you because the address on the application, when they use these third party financial credit bureaus, that address with these third party financial credit bureaus are not matching up with the address on the application. So it looks like you're committing fraud. So that's the reason why you may have a much higher chance of denial because the information is not matching up. All right. So that's the reason I always tell people you need to see what's on your financial credit bureau. And what I mean by that is like with Teletrack, right? So it's owned by Equifax. And the thing about it is with this here system, they're actually going to look at um, they're actually going to look in this system and see what type of information, what your old address, the names and stuff like that. But you can actually get your report. All right. Now, for something like I said, NetCredit uses TransUnion, right? And so they are going to do a pre-approval. So when they use TransUnion for the pre-approval, they're going to use this here third-party financial credit bureau first to see what's going on. Okay. And this is Factor Trust, which is owned by TransUnion. They're going to do this first. And then again, if you accept it, then they'll do a hard pull on your TransUnion credit score itself. So I hope that this helps you. If you have any other questions, you can click the link in the description. Schedule one on one consultation. Thank you.